incredible last memory of taking the field with his sons, Shador and Shiloh, here at Folsom Field at
So the Jacksonville Jaguars go bold, sort of like the color of the jacket. Travis Hunter is dancing his way out of the green room in.
Talk about my girl. Go talk about your girl. Go find a girl. Go find a life. Stop worrying about what I got going on. I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just not starting to talk about me and just not starting to be with me. Like, come on, man. Y'all go do something else with y'all.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Could Travis Hunter really be plotting a jaw-dropping mid-season transfer? The buzz online is going crazy, and if even a piece of these whispers are true, this whole situation might have nothing to do with touchdowns, contracts, or the scoreboard. It's about something way messier. Fans are saying this isn't football politics at all. It's his marriage under fire. Rumors are flying that one of Travis's very own Jaguars teammates has been getting way too close to Leanna, and not buddy-buddy in the locker room close. People are straight up convinced it's the kind of closeness that blows marriages apart. Now here's where things get wild, the timing. We're not talking off-season trade chatter or the usual end-of-year shuffles. This is mid-season, right in the middle of everything, like a bomb dropped out of nowhere. The internet is convinced this move isn't business, it's personal and humiliating.
Never post when y'all have problems.
Okay.
And be honest, always be honest.
I feel. You got the ring on right now?
No, I don't.
Folks are digging up old clips, rewatching locker room footage, and saying cracks in their marriage have been peeking through for months. If this is true, Travis leaving the Jaguars could actually be the least dramatic part of the whole scandal. Transfers in the NFL happen every year. Sure, some are about chasing bigger contracts, some about fresh starts, but this has fans convinced it's not just about football, it's about betrayal, embarrassment, and a star player who suddenly looks trapped in a soap opera instead of a playbook. And let's not forget, Travis wasn't just another guy on the roster. He was hyped as one of the Jaguars' rising stars, a future face of the franchise. And now, people are whispering that he might just walk away mid-season, not after, not during the usual trade window. Right now, when something this explosive hits out of nowhere, everyone starts asking the same burning question: what's really going on behind the scenes? So what really went down here? If this was just about football, Travis could have dropped the usual safe line: it's business. I'm chasing new opportunities, just focusing on my career. But the silence? That's what's making everyone suspicious, especially since this is the same guy who was all over social media, loud and proud, when the Jaguars first picked him up. Now the online detectives are going into full meltdown mode. Reddit threads blowing up, Twitter spaces buzzing, TikTok detectives pausing clips frame by frame. And the wild part? No matter where you scroll, the same explosive theory keeps coming up. This isn't about touchdowns. It's about betrayal in his personal life.
I did do some Zillow researching for a house last night, so I had a feeling.
I'm sure you have talked to everybody about playing both ways, offense and defense. What are we thinking? Is there, you're leaning towards one more than the other, or do you really want to go 100% both ways?
Nah, I'm not leaning to one or the other. You know, I'm going 100%. As much as they put on my plate, I'm going to do the best that I can to, take it all in and, do my job.
Awesome. Congratulations,
love it.
Travis. Enjoy the ride, brother.
And at the center of it all is a messy rumor that one of Travis's own teammates might have stepped way out of line with Leanna. If that's true, this isn't just bad optics, it's potentially career-shattering. At first, it was all cryptic whispers, little comments like, check the roster, or look at who she's been spending time with. But before long, fans on Reddit and TikTok started dropping actual names, the version making the rounds now, that a Jaguars teammate got a little too friendly with Leanna. And according to those who claim they've seen it, you didn't even need a full sentence to get the picture. Just the tension in the room, the way people looked, told the entire story without a single word being said. Of course, none of this is confirmed yet. The team's keeping their mouths shut. Travis hasn't said a single word. And Leanna, completely silent online. No posts, no cryptic quotes, nothing. Sure, she once said in an interview that the secret to keeping her relationship steady was not letting social media control it. But let's be real. On the internet, silence isn't peace. Silence is gasoline. It only makes people believe the rumors even more. What really pushed this story into overdrive was how perfectly it lined up with things fans had already seen before. That old clip from months ago, Leanna leaning in, chatting a little too comfortably with a Jaguars player. That video is back in circulation and people are watching it through a whole new lens. And this time, the whispers are hitting harder because the dots seem to connect way too neatly. Here's the part that stings the most for fans. If the player in that clip is the same one people are whispering about now, then this wasn't some sudden scandal. It means the tension has been brewing inside that locker room for months. And suddenly, the weird vibes everyone kept hearing about behind the scenes make a lot more sense. There were signals, quiet reports about practice energy being off, players looking uncomfortable, and fans pointing out how some of Travis's closest teammates just stopped hanging out with him altogether. The chemistry shifted, the jokes disappeared, and little by little, the divide started to show. Even during press conferences, you could feel it. The energy was stiff, tense, like everyone was scared to say the wrong thing. Nobody's actually gone on record saying, yeah, there's drama. But the body language, that's been screaming louder than words. Travis doesn't look like the same guy anymore. He's not cracking jokes with teammates like he used to, and when the camera pans to the sidelines, he's usually standing off to the side alone. Now, if there's even a sliver of truth to the rumor about a teammate crossing the line with Leanna, it all suddenly clicks into place. How do you practice, travel, and share a locker room with someone you can't even look in the eye? Fans started piecing it together like detectives, and once they did, it stopped feeling like football. It started looking like a slow-burn soap opera playing out right in front of us, one that stretches way past the field. And let's be real, if the locker room was this tense, then home definitely wasn't some calm escape either. Drama like this doesn't just disappear when practice ends. It follows you into the car, into the kitchen, and right into the stands. Fans even pointed out little moments that told their own story, like that wedding clip where Travis leaned in and she snapped her head away fast. You saw it, right? That wasn't nothing. Then came the game footage, Travis and Leanna caught on camera in the stands. Not smiling, not cheering, but having that tight, sharp conversation couples have when they're clearly not on the same page. No shouting, no meltdown, just those low-clipped words that say everything without saying much at all. Now put those icy moments side by side with the teammate whispers and their dead silent Instagram feeds, and suddenly the whole thing looks like a pattern unraveling in real time. It's not hard proof, but the pressure on Travis is insane right now. Every single snap at practice comes with that unspoken question. What are people saying about me now? And for Leanna, every public outing gets turned into a body language investigation online. None of this screams it's over, but all of it screams something seriously off. And drama like this doesn't just explode out of nowhere. It builds, slow and steady, until it finally boils over. At first, it looked like they were trying to ride out the storm, but then Travis started switching things up in ways fans couldn't ignore. After months of small, subtle signs in their marriage, those changes began spilling over into his football life, and suddenly everyone was watching. People at practice noticed it first. Travis wasn't moving the same way. His whole vibe flipped overnight. He stopped hanging around after drills. No more casual locker room banter, no more laughing with the guys. He was the first one out the door, moving like he couldn't wait to leave. No playful interviews, no chatting with the press, just in, out, and gone. And then came the travel shifts. Fans spotted him breaking his own routine, no longer rolling deep with the main group for away games. Sometimes he'd show up late, other times he'd leave solo right after. For a player who used to be front and center in every team moment, that silence was deafening. It said more than words ever could. Meanwhile, the internet detectives were hard at work, and then came that clip. A moment where Travis walked right past the very teammate tied to all these whispers, without even making eye contact. No words, no acknowledgement, just cold, deliberate distance. And fans knew instantly that wasn't just coincidence. That was a message. And trust me, other NFL players clocked this instantly. The second that clip of Travis walking past his teammate hit TikTok, the comments exploded. Yeah, he's dodging him on purpose. You can cut the tension with a knife. Something definitely went down. Fans weren't just speculating anymore, they were convinced. But then came the moment that sent everything into overdrive. Leanna spotted at a game without her wedding ring. No caption, no explanation, just her smiling for a few selfies in the stands. And of course, every single photo got screenshotted, zoomed in, dissected frame by frame. Suddenly, the internet had all the evidence it needed to fuel the fire. From there, it felt like everything started spiraling. Travis's social media posts dropped to almost nothing. No pregame hype, no locker room selfies, no sweet personal updates. The few times he did post, it was pure cryptic energy. A workout clip with the caption "focus mode," or worse, just a black screen with 3 dots. And fans ate it up, convinced he was sending secret messages about the chaos going on in his life. Meanwhile, the Jaguars stayed tight-lipped, not a single official word. But that didn't stop reporters from fanning the flames. A couple of seasoned NFL insiders started dropping hints, little breadcrumbs, saying they'd heard things off the record. And if those reporters are whispering without naming names, you already know that means there's smoke and maybe a full-blown fire burning behind the scenes. By now, the question wasn't if Travis was transferring, it was why. And the why was looking less and less like business and more like heartbreak. The pattern's impossible to ignore. Locker room tension, silent Instagram feeds, cold sideline moments, a ringless wife, and a team acting like silence will make it all disappear. But here's the truth. Silence doesn't erase drama, it only makes the world dig deeper. But in 2025, silence doesn't kill a rumor, it feeds it until it turns into a full-blown storyline. And right now, that storyline is painting the picture of a player who's not just stepping away from the game, but from his entire life as he knew it. Travis used to be everywhere off the field, front row at charity galas, hanging with the boys, even pulling off those surprise fan visits that had people calling him the most down-to-earth star in the league. He wasn't just playing football, he was living in the spotlight. But lately, nothing. No public appearances, no fan interactions, no lighthearted off-season content. It's like he went from being all over everyone's feed to suddenly vanishing from the spotlight altogether. And on the rare occasions he did show up, the vibe was completely different. No Leanna by his side, no easy smile, no relaxed energy, just that same distant, locked-in stare like his mind was somewhere miles away. Fans started asking the bigger question. Was Travis avoiding more than just one teammate? Was he deliberately ducking entire situations? The timing made it even messier, because right when he started laying low, the online chatter about him and Leanna hit its loudest point yet, and instead of shutting it down with a post, a statement, or even a single word, he went stone cold silent. And that silence, it only made the speculation roar like wildfire. By then, fans were convinced Travis had already made up his mind. Not just about his marriage, but about his future with the Jaguars. And then, boom, the next bombshell hit. Word started spreading that Travis and the teammate at the center of all this didn't just avoid each other anymore, they finally clashed. Supposedly, it happened after practice, away from cameras, but close enough for people nearby to feel the tension and know something went down. Nobody's putting their name on exactly what was said during that alleged clash, but let's be real. After everything swirling around, you don't need a genius to connect the dots. For a lot of fans, that was the moment. The yeah, it's over moment. Because once the air in a locker room gets that tense, it's game over. There's no way you keep sharing that space like nothing happened. By the time whispers of the incident trickled into fan spaces, it didn't even feel like gossip anymore. It felt like quiet confirmation. The kind of story that doesn't need receipts because the silence around it says more than words ever could. And speaking of silence, Leanna's was even louder than Travis's. She wasn't posting, she wasn't showing up at games, she wasn't appearing in any of the usual behind-the-scenes clips. For someone who always had some presence, her sudden disappearing act was impossible to miss. Fans clocked it immediately. A short break from socials is one thing, but this felt like she'd gone ghost, completely ducking the spotlight. Meanwhile, officially, everyone stayed quiet. The team didn't say a word. Travis kept his sidelines shut tight. And Leanna still vanished. But the whispers kept spreading, connecting themselves in real time. And with the timing of everything, fans weren't just speculating anymore. They were straight up connecting the dots into one messy picture. At that point, the question shifted. It wasn't if Travis would walk away, it was how. Would he force a transfer mid-season? Would the Jaguars cut ties quietly? Or would this whole mess explode publicly before anyone could stop it? For now, Travis isn't saying a word, Leanna's keeping her head down, and the Jaguars are acting like nothing's wrong. Which leaves only one thing certain. The truth will come out the second someone finally decides to break the silence. And when that happens, it's going to shake everything. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.